Друзі, всім вітання. Раді вас
Hello,
бачити.
dear friends. We are happy to see all of you here. My name is Anastasia Selenok. I'm co-founder of HATA Hub, and together with me is my colleague Anastasia Sleptsova, also co-founder of HATA Hub. You can't confuse us. We are happy to greet you here, to welcome you, and while you're joining on this perfect day, this very nice Friday, I would like to express my gratitude that you decided to spend this time with us and listen to our project. Nastya, please, several words from you. Yes, good evening, everyone. Once again, thank you for being with us. Today, we are finalizing our cycle of the first pilot acceleration program of HATA Hub. And once again, we will today hear about best projects, best programs, and right now they are waiting. They are very nervous and they're waiting for their time of speech, of their performance. And once again, we are also worried about them and with them. That's for sure. Before we start, I would like to tell you a little bit more about the very project of HATA Hub. What is this? For how long it actually is already alive and how long it is planning to be alive. So for those who are with us for the very first time, HATA Hub is the project for a platform of digitalization promotion of cultural heritage of Ukraine. We launched it recently, basically in February, but the foundation for this project already was being laid for 5 years because our team for 5 years in a row conduct this one of the biggest hackathons and tones online marathons, if we can put it like that, in Ukraine. Every year we have more than 1,000 participants that digitalize cultural projects that are working with digitalization. And it is this project of combining technological and cultural sector. And between it, we have the amazing projects appear out of it. Part of them you will be able to listen to today, and I hope that you will be inspired by them. The very project is very versatile. It includes events of different profile. It's idea days and pitch days and heritage tech meetups that are directed towards sharing of knowledge in the sphere of preserving and maintaining, protecting cultural heritage of Ukraine, where we invite international speakers and experts and also our local experts. I would also like to mention that we have a great community, huge community. It has more than 3,000 people in it. We are all communicating in Slack. If you're not there with us yet, please fill in the form, the application, and join us. We, from time to time, also have interesting opportunities there. And we are always happy to create this platform for sharing expertise and for networking. The very platform HATA is being realized by Civic.Space NGO within the project Dolochaisa, financed by USAID and performed by Pact in Ukraine. We are very grateful to our partners for the support and for faith that cultural heritage of Ukraine is of the utmost importance. And the culmination, right now we are at the culmination point of this project because those teams that already went through this ideation stage went into acceleration one. It lasted for 3 months. I will ask Nastya to talk about this shortly, what was going on there, what were we working with. Yes, sure. So the whole summer, our teams were working, and it's really working because the amount of content that fell on their shoulders was pretty huge, and the amount of home tasks and mentor consultations. Frankly speaking, not everyone managed to survive this, and but still, we hope that this content will be still consumed by all the teams till the end of the year. Within acceleration program, we had modules on cultural product as such, creative entrepreneurship, financial models, work with donors, and also technological part. It's some tools working with technical subcontractors, that, as it turns out, the huge challenge for lots of teams, how to work on this cross-sectoral segment and understand each other in this. We selected in acceleration program 15 teams from Hackathon, but today the strongest are with us, those who really managed to overcome everything. We are in touch with all 15 teams still, because we do believe that, once again, those conditions we are living in right now, that's constant power outages and bombing, shellings. We understand this, and we hope that we will be in touch with all 15 teams already within our online community, so that the next teams also can have this opportunity to share their experience with those teams that we have. We leave all the records and everything. Today we will be listening to 9 most resilient, strongest teams that managed to come to the end with us, that they develop their presentations. They basically have their blood and sweat in those presentations and in those slides. And today you will be able to listen to their 3-minute pitches. We also invited experts that will give some advice and maybe some guidance for the further development of their projects. So stay tuned. We were working in June and July, and in August, companies were finalizing those tasks that were given to them by the experts within those 2 months. We are grateful to all our experts that were with us, and they were thoroughly working with the teams during our program. It's Yulia Patra, communication, Alexandra Pavlichuk, financial, and work with sponsors, and how to monetize cultural project. Andriy Dovichenko, legal aspects, Stepan, scientific work, Tamara Koleda, that's also tools of working the projects, Yana Varinova, working with cultural product as such, and maybe I haven't mentioned everyone because we also have mentors working separately. We are grateful to all the experts that inspired the teams. That later I was reading feedbacks from them. They also were inspired by the teams. So that's why teams, thank you for that as well. And yes, we wish all the best for you at the pitches. I think that now is the time to introduce also our guests today, our speakers and partners in particular, because first of all, I would like to give the floor to our international partners that have been supporting us for 2 years in a row. It's the European Network Association. That's the only portal of digitalization and preserving cultural heritage of Ukraine and the European Union. Today with us is Sophie Taes. We are very grateful that Sophie, after all these August vacations, managed to still come to us and even managed to gather expert council. I will tell a little bit later why, or maybe Sophie will explain why, so that they all can view pictures of the team and also build this bridge between Ukrainian projects and Europeana in particular. So Sophie, vice head of European Network Association, graduate of Renaissance Studios. She has been working more than 10 years on culturology department, and she takes part in lots of international projects. And Sophie is also deputy head of Network Association Europeana and member of expert group of European Commission on cultural heritage. And I am giving the floor to Sophie now, so that Sophie can introduce our today's news for the teams and Europeana as the partner of Hackathon and HATA Hub in particular.
Thanks very much, Anastasia. I must say that was a high-octane introduction from the both of you, and it's got my nerves now also very much tightened up, commiserating with the teams who have to make it happen in the time span of a couple of minutes. Let me try to share with you a short introduction from my side. That didn't fully work. Okay. Just to show you where I'm coming from today. So I'm thrilled to join you at this culmination point, at this milestone in your acceleration program, representing Europeana and presenting later today the Europeana Digital Heritage nomination. What does it mean to represent Europeana? Well, actually, it means representing a vast ecosystem resting on three main bodies. So the Europeana Foundation is the office that is located in The Hague in the Netherlands, where about 60 staff members work with the European Commission every single day and with cultural heritage institutions to make digital collections widely accessible and available for reuse around the globe, I would say. A second body is that of the Aggregators Forum. The aggregators, and we have about 40 of them, are of absolutely crucial importance in connecting the end users of those digital collections with the content providers. These are more than 4,000 museums, libraries, and archives all across Europe. And then there's the Network Association, which I'm representing as a vice chair here, which connects about 5,000 people from all over the world who have an interest, whether that's professional or personal, in matters of digital cultural heritage. Now, Europeana has been a flagship of the Commission when it comes to digital collections for many years, already more than a decade. But in 2022, it also won the tender to become the steward of what is called the Common European Data Space for Cultural Heritage. And this is one of the 14 emerging data spaces that are expected to form this single data market in which more data is available in safer modes for reuse, safer modes for sharing, and still leaving the governance and the responsibility and the control of the data providers intact. So that's the big scheme here, and you can see the cultural heritage data space emerging here at the very forefront. It's a bit of a symbolical representation because this data space is one of the most advanced at this very point in time. If you want to catch a flavor, please surf to dataspace-culturalheritage.eu, and you will see the different types of services, tools, content, materials for capacity building, access to the Europeana Academy emerging in the weeks and the months to come. You can already dive into more than 50 million digital items if you go to europeana.eu. You can search around a little bit, you can browse, you can get inspired, and in many cases you can simply reuse the content that is there, sometimes under specific conditions. There's a tool embedded which allows you to create your own galleries. But if you like, you can just tap into our content APIs and directly link them to your own applications or other genius contraptions. If you want to get deeper into a certain theme or a certain collection, there's also thousands of pieces of editorial for you to digest. And if you have an interest located more on the professional side of things, then there's pro.europeana.eu for you to harvest different resources from. So you can build your own capacity, develop your skills, for instance, into digital storytelling. Now, a direct way for everyone to become a part of this place of this space, I should say, of innovation and creativity is to become a part of the network association, which is very easy to do. We only ask you to fill in a form and express your motivation. It's free of charge, of course. And should you indeed opt to join us, then your application will pass by in my mailbox, and I will be only too happy to endorse your application. In return, it allows you to, if you choose to do so, to jump into one of our 7 vibrant communities with people who share interests and experiences in one of these fields or multiple of these fields, everything between tech, communication, impact, climate. There's ample opportunity for you to find a theme that gets you ticking and gets you excited. And it's because of my affinity with these communities and the working group on supporting Ukrainian digital heritage workers in particular that I'm here today with a couple of my colleagues joining you in what was initially just the Hackathon initiative and now has developed into the HATA Hub program. As you can see here, we were already involved in last year's edition, and this was something I was very eager to repeat this year, because what we have done so far is not only supported the HATA initiative with a storytelling workshop we delivered before the summer, but we also now want to repeat our effort in awarding the Europeana Digital Heritage nomination. This will be given to one of the teams that will be pitching in a couple of minutes, chosen by a Europeana jury, and result in 2 representatives of the winning team to join us in person in the next Europeana conference in The Hague. We will support you in any way we can, beyond the conference, also aiding in visibility for the winning project in whatever way we can. Of course, we'll be looking for a project that resonates with the spirit of Europeana and the data space. And yeah, the only thing I can do is to wish you good luck in an excellent delivery. We cannot wait to find out what inspiring ideas you've thought of. And I'm extremely happy that I don't have to take care of this nomination on my own. I brought 3 colleagues from both the Network Association and the Aggregators Forum to help in the decision-making process, the results of which will be publicized later this evening. Good luck to everyone, and already our sincere congratulations for what you've achieved so far.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the presentation and for yet another time of Europeana supporting us and our teams. For teams, it's also a surprise today. So because now they might worry even more and even more efforts they should put in their pitch. Well, we like to surprise people. Official part is over. Let's move to the even more official part with introducing experts and actually why we are here today to listen to teams. Nastya, please. Yes, I'm happy to introduce our experts. We today have gender equality, by the way, ideal gender equality. It's not so easy to achieve in cultural sphere, but you see when these spheres are combined, everything is great. I am happy to introduce first and foremost our representative of cultural sector. It's Olena Ageyeva, specialist in the sphere of culture and art of the program of Dolучайся. Ilona Damchenko, our also ambassador, a program manager of House of Europe. And we also have with us today 2 representatives of technological sphere, startup sphere. It's Dmytro Mindra. Right now he's engineering manager in Grammarly. but Dmitro has lots of other roles. I know about this, and he works a lot with different startups and projects. So that's why we are very happy that Dmitro managed to join us today. We are also having with us Alexander Komarevich, Program Manager of Acceleration Program B4I Universitet of Bocconi in Milan. Sasha has been with us from the very beginning of Hackathon as well. And on the very first Hackathon, he was in a jury. Now, thank you for joining us within this and that you can share your expertise and listen to our teams within HATA Hub. So without further ado, let's move to pitching because it's the most interesting part. Oh, yes. And I would like to give the floor for clear timing because all our teams were trained and they know they understand even without words. Nastya. Yes, fortunately or unfortunately. So, well, let me just explain us all what's going to happen now, more specifically. So right now, as Nastya has mentioned, we have 9 teams. Teams will be pitching one by one. They will have 3 minutes exactly for pitch. After that, there will be 3 minutes for feedback or questions, clarifying questions, if there are any from our experts. That's how we will move through all 9 teams. Then there will be final words from our experts, and the very prize from Europeana will be announced in social networks. You know, it's in the best way of marketing. Yes, subscribe to our social networks to understand who is going to get what. In case of air raid alarm, I need to say about this because once again, we are living in very interesting times. We would like to ask everyone to go to shelters. So right now we are in safe places, so broadcast will continue, but we will like to ask you not to neglect the signal of air raid alarm and take care of yourself. That's definitely important. So 3-minute pitch, 3-minute feedback, another team. If you have any questions, I mean, our viewers, any questions to the teams or any comments, you can leave them here. After the broadcast, we will look at them and we will give you the answer in personal messages or in comments. Also, the broadcast is in 2 languages, English and Ukrainian. All this video will be in our YouTube channel where you're viewing us probably because of Facebook pages where you are probably viewing us. So even if you miss something, we will leave this recording so that you can review it later. Also, each of our teams already have what to look at, where to write it. So also we encourage you to keep your cell phones ready or to screens of your laptops with QR codes that are on the last slides usually, so that later after pitching, you can sit and click through, test, look through all those projects our teams were working on, not only during the whole acceleration, basically the whole summer, but long before that. And they were putting all their soul, health, nerves, hours of learning in their projects. So I believe that we are ready. So I'm ready to introduce our first team. It is always more difficult to be the first, but I believe that we will go through that. Department of Marketing of City and Tourism of Vinnytsia City Council, presenter Serhiy, please. Yes, hello. I am presenting virtual tour Camino Podolico. What is Camino? It's a cultural road around the whole Europe. In 2021, Ukraine joined it, joining Vinnytsia and Kamenets-Podilsky. Basically, it is on foot or a bicycle trip. 2 years of large-scale invasion project was on hold, but this year we reviewed it and the audience of travelers increased twofold, but we also noticed that 40% of potential pilgrims do not want to do this because of safety reasons. So that's why we wanted to have alternative opportunity, virtual tour on Camino website. That's why we want to have panoramas of architectural and natural objects with audio, with deep involvement. It will look approximately like this. We at the site have start our trip. We choose the point, for instance, Soborenivka. Here we have a cathedral, and we can read more detailed information about it. Having a well-formed audience, those travelers that already went through this road and our subscribers in social networks, we hope that we will be able to increase the audience of our travelers by 25%. Within acceleration program, we also defined our target audio, we formed technical task, and we are ready to go to grant competitions and to involve specialists to re-implement it in the second half of 2025 budget, 10,000 euro, together with recording panoramic views, audio guides, and the technical stuff. Monetization, it can be implementation of business as 36 panoramic views and involvement of communities. We will be working on continuing this route till the border of the Ukraine with Slovakia, and it's more pilgrims, more communities, because that's how we will be able to integrate into foreign portal and involve foreign audience. Vinnytsia City Council department has been working on this for 4 years. For people that you have seen on the screen, we also have partnership with communities of Vinnytsia and Khmelnytsk, tourist business Horhane. We are also ready for cooperation. We are looking for technical specialists, sponsors, grant providers. So please join us. We will be able to implement it together faster. Thank you, Sergey. Perfect, ideal timing, I would say. And what is interesting that now, while we are here on this pitching, my very good friend is actually now as a pilgrim on the route, and today they have final step. They are approaching Kamenets-Podilsky, so it's really cool, really relevant. Dear experts, do you have any comments or questions to Sergey? I have a question, if you don't mind. Thank you for the presentation. Extremely interesting. You have mentioned that you have conducted research of the audience. Could you please tell about this a little bit more? How you evaluate potential volume of the audience that will be interested in the project, and how you will maybe expand it? Well, in fact, we have several data to analyze our audience. The first one is the statistics of European Camino. For instance, Spanish way, in 2019, 1,000 Ukrainians went through that. So this audience is already formed. Those people who went through European way, they will want to go through Ukrainian one. And we also see the interest. For instance, we launched the project in 2021, and the first test was 100 people. This year we reconvened it, and even in full-fledged invasion, we have twofold bigger amounts, already 200 pilgrims. And we are sure that this interest will only increase. And with the help of acceleration program, lectures, practices, we managed to analyze in more details the portrait of our target consumer and to understand his needs better. Good, Alexander. I see that you also wanted to something. Yes, thank you. Sergey, thank you. It's very interesting. I went through Camino de Santiago, so I am very much interested in this project. It seems to me that the presentation we can add influence that this project might have on the community, because it is all online. How can we monitor this influence after they went through online to community, physical community? Maybe you have mentioned that, but I missed this. And the other one, 10,000, it seems to me that it's not a lot of money. You were thinking about monetization, but one thing, maybe you can think how crowdfunding company involve, or maybe involve some people who might come, some additional comment, but it's interesting, so good luck. Thank you for the advice. Yes, we have 1 more minute. So if Dmitro or Olana have any other questions, would like to add something, you can do it now. If no, then no. Yes. And one more opportunity. You were viewing the opportunity that it will be online, whether they will have community, whether they will communicate between each other after they went through this community or while they're doing this, because it's all online, how to support that interest between those people who are doing this. Right now, we are forming this community. Lots of people actually broadcast this in social networks. We repost it, we are following them, we are encouraging them. We are now also gathering feedbacks, because maybe there are some drawbacks that we need to improve to get that feedback. At the beginning of September, we actually wanted to have this Zoom at first, and then later we want to have the whole association of this path in Ukraine to involve the most active pilgrims and communities to develop this program further. Great, really great, Serhii, thank you. We have a time framework, so we need to move to our next team. Yes, the next team is Space for CC, and I would like to ask Katarina Wojchenko to the presentation, please. Welcome, everyone. Space for CC will create digital space together, preserving and recovery of cultural heritage determinant of our being. And digitalization is our shield, reliable shield. So that's our mission, is to prevent our cultural heritage by combining human resources, innovative innovative technologies. Space for CC can generate your digital profile. It is controlled by authorized coordinators. They publish this request on our web service. Then it is later supported by experts and volunteers. Users can fill in those profiles or buy access to them. Space for CC also engages business and community for partnerships programs, and state and international organizations will monitor that. To Citation, we offer the prototype Space for CC improved during acceleration. So users can review digital profiles. Authorized coordinator can place requests and events, as we can see now at the example of Red Corps or Red Building of the National University. Basically, there can be created groups of users, volunteers, experts, network of partners. For the first year, we will involve 1,000 users with the help of partnership programs, social networks, webinars, and workshops. Our foreign and local partners help us in this. Acceleration program give us the opportunity to get deeper into this project without rose spectacles, and to understand interest of all stakeholders. That's how we defined that our way has 3 main stages and KPIs based on the quarters of the first year: pilot testing and functionality, entering to the national space using of AI, and we will have more than 1,000 users and 100 profiles. For this, we need around 558,990,000 euros. And also there will be involvement of grants from House of Europe, Erasmus, Ukrainian Cultural Fund. We are pro-Ukrainian, professional, proactive in the sphere of business, economic involvement of community, digital science and IT. We implemented data for UA, Baltics for UA, so involved digital changes. Every role of Space for CC, especially donor, is extremely important for us. Thank you for attention. Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Perfect timing. I will tell everyone about this perfect timing, because everyone is faster, and it makes me very happy. So let's go to comments. Yes, Alana. Hello, I have just a short clarification. I do not really understand what objects you want to work with, whether it's going to be already ruined or damaged objects or everything. Well, thank you for this question. When we started working on this project, we wanted to develop the map of damaged objects and to assign when it's already renewed. But when we came to Hackathon, we changed our concept completely, and we decided to have crowdsourcing platform because we believe we have a very we have huge belief that strength of community can help achieve real changes in short period of time. So that's why our aim is not just to show such damaged facilities, but each facility will be able to create their digital profile, fill it in, and that's how on one place, in one platform, we'll be able to group integrate the work of many people, and all other users will be able to use this resource, find needed information, conduct research. State organizations will be able to conduct monitoring of the same recovery. So complex solution, it is our main benefit. Thank you. Alexander. Yes, Katarina, as far as I understand, for quarters, 4,000 users, 500 profiles. Do you have any estimation how many people you want to use this resource? Well, yes, actually, before the accelerator program, we had rose spectacle glasses on. It seemed to us that our audience will consist 50% volunteers and regular users, 50% that will be experts that will consult. But when we conducted in-depth interviews, surveys of our potential consumers, and turned out that everything is not as bright as we imagined that. And actually only 12% want to be volunteers. Others, bigger part, 34%, ready to be experts. And everything else, they can only be users. So they ready even to pay for a certain type of content as some kind of donate, or, well, you understand. So finance somehow this profile to help this, but in general, we were surprised that despite the fact that there is huge interest from the side of volunteers and we plan to form volunteer culture, now we understand that volunteers also should be motivated. And in this context, for us, it was discovery that actually on the basis of additional functions that we will be developing within this whole year, it's implementation of AI and gamification. For us, it was also discovery because volunteers want to compete with them somehow. They want to achieve certain public acknowledgement and so on. So, but basically everyone who is interested in our culture, and we believe that after the war we will have huge flow of tourists, and they will also be able to use, foreigners in particular will be able to use this map, this service to read more about our culture, to get familiar with digital profiles of objects, and that also will spread our heritage to the world. Thank you. My comment will be the following. If you cover the whole country, maybe it's better to focus, to concentrate, maybe you have mentioned that on some one region or place, so then to validate idea there and then to continue development, because then you will check all the problems and then you can continue your development. Yes, thank you. Okay, we have 30 seconds, already 20. Yes, just very fast. I've just heard that there is a plan to go to grant financing from my side. I would like to comment, and I think that the project has potential, but you need to work successfully with grant financing. You'll need to define what exactly you're going to provide, because it's pretty complex project. It has different parts, different mechanisms, and of course, grant financing will cover non-profit, for instance, that part that will definitely will not involve other members of monetization, but it's possible. I would not advise you to have the whole project. It's too difficult. You understand what I'm talking about. It has lots of parts, but if you define it in sub-blocks, I think then it can be relevant even not for one grant direction, not only for culture, not only for heritage, but for supporting technological projects. I think it might have great interesting potential. Thank you, Ilona, for your comment. Thank you, Katya, for presenting your project, and we are moving on. And now we have the third team. It is Crimean Tatar National Corps that will be presented by Aidar. Aidar, please. Hello, my name is Aidar. Thank you for this opportunity to present our project in online service of Crimean Tatar language. It is directed towards preserving and development of our language in cultural heritage. Based on UNESCO heritage, one language disappears in the world every 2 months. Before that, the language goes away from different spheres of culture. Ukrainians know how it is. Only 25% know Crimean Tatar now in the territory of Ukraine. Usually it's the older generation. To preserve Crimean Tatar, it's critically important to have it in digital space, where now we move educational platforms and where it's not practically used, but we are ready to change that. The first step was our National Corps of Crimean Tatar Language directed towards specialists working with languages. It was needed a technical prerequisite to create the service for wider users. It will give the opportunity to translate words, to find synonyms, to check the spelling, and it will also let developers to integrate this language through APIs. That's how we create more opportunities to create the language by to use the language, and we create infrastructure to expand this language in digital environment. We already have minimum viable product, which gives just basic translation and examples of usage. It was still developed during acceleration project. We are also working on institutional organization and stability of the project, working on the budget, and we involved a SRAM organization as well to help us to finalize the project. We need $70,000 and 1 year of work. This budget includes development of service scanning and integration of linguistical data, marketing, development, and administrative expenses. We plan to involve money through grant programs, monetization through API, and crowdfunding. This year, Crimean Tatar was added to Google Translator with the help of using the corpus that we created. Also, e-dictionary was created, and it will let us implement future projects that will develop the usage of the language. In the future, we also plan to add Crimean Tatar to ChatGPT to develop whole online course and to expand our direction with working with diaspora, with Romania and Turkey. Our team has experience of implementing such projects. You can see them on the screen. We do believe that that's how we can not only preserve Crimean Tatar, but also have its development in the digital world. Subscribe our social networks and follow our news. So we will tell more how you can help our mission. If you have any ideas, we will be happy to answer you. Thank you. Sagalunis. Thank you, Eldar, for this presentation. Once again, perfect timing. I will always talk about that. Do we have any questions or comments from our experts? I have not a question and not a comment, but rather small information that might be interesting for you. Now, starting from the end of September this year, House of Europe will work more with the topic of national minorities. And we will have certain grant competitions. In particular, we will launch the first line already in October. Subscribe to our social networks because your project is ideal. And I think that you mentioned grant financing, that it will be relevant for you. You have high chances, it seems to me, if you're interested. So in October, please check us and come to the competition. Thank you. Yes, we are very interested and we are very eager, so we will definitely come. Thank you. You see, opportunities jump on you. They scout you right here. Okay, do we have any other comments or questions? I would like to express gratitude first and foremost for this very important and very useful project. And I wanted to ask whether you plan in the future to integrate with some services apart from Google Translate and ChatGPT. Maybe you have some other plans of integrating with other services, libraries. Yes, thank you for this question. Actually, yes, Grammarly would be, it would really, really great for us to Grammarly as a service of checking Crimean Tatar spelling, sure. But generally, we are actually so far working with multi-language services, for instance, open source that has open content helps integrate language tools. And that's if we talk about analogs of Grammarly. But that's why we are successfully also working and already integrated their Crimean Tatar on the stage of discussion with organizers of this tool. Together with this, we have this desire and the need, but with big corporations, it's more difficult. But we are looking for opportunities, ways. You were talking about Facebook. Well, through programmers, it's not official right now. That's how the work is looking in general. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We have 1 more minute. If someone, maybe some advice. Yes, maybe really someone can give some advice concerning promoting of the product. Ilona has already mentioned Dmitro wanted to advise you to move further. Maybe someone else would like to mention something. If no, then Eldar, thanks a lot. Really great project. We have been, yes, I would like to add that really you need to look for support in the teams. It's the companies. It's a great idea. I believe that lots of people believe in the revival of language and the importance of language. It's not only grant programs, but also some that can be your support as well. Yes, thank you. That actually, because of accelerator program and hackathon, we managed to work actively in this direction and to research this direction. And we are developing through APIs some variants of paid access, but they will be supporting project rather because it's difficult to develop it from the scratch. But to support, definitely, we will help. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the recommendation, and that thank you for the presentation. Once again, we are rooting for your product, for your project, and we wish you all the best. Let's run further. Yes, and now I'm presenting and asking to come CARP team. This Alexander is going to present this application. Alexander? We see the presentation, but we cannot hear you. Can you hear now? Yes. Thank you. Welcome. I'm presenting CAR project, interactive tool for cooperating with collections of galleries and museums. When was the last time you visited the museum? Even if it was a long time ago, one thing still remains the same there. The book of reviews at the beginning, and it's not very popular part of the museum. It's strange because now museums compete for attention, and review is already attention. So we in CAR want to review this process using digitalized forms of art. It's extremely important right now when most of collections of Ukrainian museums are hidden. We offer visitors to create illustration on the basis of elements of exhibition because it can strengthen in influence and it gives children of any age alternative activity in the museum. How it works? Part of the painting is a brush. You choose it, you you paint it, send the result on your to your email, and then it's interactive for museum as well. Every version is unique. The statistics on using brushes shows how popular are exhibits, and it also give the opportunity for people to spend more time near museum shops, and you also can cooperate with the audience when they're already behind the doors. It was the part of master's work in 2022, and this spring I involved first users during acceleration. We developed tab version. We understood how we see this program. We sent thousands of offers for cooperation, and right now, today, tomorrow, we will present new version of the tool in cooperation with the Museum of the 60s on the Museum of Animation. Our next step is upscaling and personalization of a tool on other galleries and museums. We want also to create and to integrate it with museum shops and to collaborate with other projects and brands. To continue the project, we need clients, museums and galleries that would like to increase their presence in info space, and also support of donor to have the first version of the stand. Our team is interested in creating technological solutions for preventing this cultural heritage. We have more than 10 years of experience together. CARP can change the way how people cooperate with museum. It will be not observing, but creation. We look for opportunities for cooperation, and we encourage you to test this prototype through QR code. Thank you. Great, thank you. Thank you, Alexandra. I would like to say that designs and the pitching, it's just you are so experienced now. Thank you for this. And questions, advice, applause. I will start from the question if you don't mind. Can you please tell about your experience of cooperating with two museums that you have mentioned? How was it in practice? How people reacted, and what have you found out from the practical case? Well, in practice, I wrote first to the email, then to Facebook, to several museums that this is exhibits that I like thematically, and I wanted to have their support and maybe to get some exclusive from the funds. And I managed to reach them in Facebook. We communicated. We signed memorandum about cooperation, and they sent me quality pictures of paintings from the funds. So someone went, took pictures, gave me metadata, and basically helped me a lot with the quality pictures. So yes, it was like that. You are in Kyiv, right? Well, right now I'm not in Kyiv, but generally I'm looking for cooperation with Ukrainian museums. Yes. Okay, yes, it's just I have one opinion. Okay, first and foremost, I also can give you the same comment that I give to the previous team. You also have a good opportunity if you check social networks of House of Europe in October. We will have open call for you as well. But I like this idea. It's an interesting one. And right now I am thinking which museum might be interested in testing this. It's just interesting to see how it's going to work with a real life audience. Yes, I will have already great metrics after these weekends because lots of people go to that project and it's started at Linoleum. So at Linoleum you will have the tab. Yes, it will be the tab. This is, and people will be able to come test, and actually these slides with process, that screenshots that will be presented at Linoleum. Okay, thank you. I wish you great testing on Linoleum and further success. Thanks a lot. Okay, Dmitro. Yes, probably I'm the next one. Thank you. Thank you. Very interesting project. I played on the phone. Really great experience. It's like I'm working with some kind of collage, but in digital form. My question, or rather offer, whether you viewed the opportunity from digital to physical form, for instance, printing in some kind of form, because in the museum we can get something right there, something interesting. I know that museums have certain merch, certain things that they also sell. Maybe it might be interesting addition to digital asset that you get after that. Yes, thanks a lot for this. I actually was thinking about this at the second month of acceleration program. I asked everyone and I consulted with museum employees whether you're interested to print maybe postcards with this very custom result, maybe even T-shirts with some bigger merch, but it turned out to be difficult because it's artificial work and not so many people were ready to order this. But I have mentioned that I would like to have integration with museums, shops, and it can be in this format as well, that in the stores they already have some set of postcards that they sell, and the elements from pictures from those postcards can be in this tool, in this version. So it's like supporting each other. Or another variant is to print out. Also, I was viewing this as well. Right now, it is implemented in such a way that if you send yourself, like you painted something, you send this to yourself, and then you get your result on the email, and then you can print it out if you want to. Yes, it's a very interesting trend that right now many people do not have physical printers at home, so it adds additional route for us, and we lose this moment. In the moment of creation, we do not have the opportunity to get physical element. But yes, it's yes, I agree. I agree. I was reviewing various custom tools that can create some print or so we are running out of time. Companies that are dealing with this, but it's a great idea. Thank you. Okay, thanks a lot. Unfortunately, we are limited in time. We can talk eternally about each of the projects, but we need to move on. Thank you, experts, and thank you to Alexandra for this amazing, very confident presentation. Let's move on. We are almost on the equator, and our next project that is being presented is Meta Culture, presented by Olga Waszczewska. Olu, please. We welcome you to our online stage. Hello, my name is Ola Waszczewska, and I am the representative of the team Meta Kultura, Meta Culture. The challenge the museums faced with during the war is empty halls after evacuation of collections. And our solution is creation of virtual exhibits and metaverses for saving cultural heritage and opportunity to co-finance museums. Here is virtual exhibition that we created for Ivan Honchar Museum and already implemented into our metaverse. This exhibition was was seen by representatives from 67 countries of the world. Our audience, first and foremost, it's young people and cultural hours in Ukraine and abroad. Our clients can also be educational institutions, social innovators, institutions of culture, and architects. Within acceleration program, we defined the need in the museums and we understood they need not very expensive virtual exhibitions that can be created pretty fast. But we understood that for metaverse, we need pretty substantial research that requires time and money. We decided to create priority for the development and focus on virtual exhibitions that will give the opportunity to meet the needs of the museum and accumulate money to develop metaverse. We want to create 5 virtual exhibitions for museum, involve audience and 30,000 people, and also have monetization that will help develop metaverse. We are planning to have this till the end of 2025. Find donors, create virtual exhibitions, involve money, and also introduce metaverse. Our team experience specialists that already created more than 10 virtual museums and 25 tours. Founders Sergei Nizhinsky, Pavlo Afanasyev, Sergei Shabarkin. We are looking for investors and partners. Thanks a lot for your attention. Thank you, Ola. You just one additional minute of your time to comments and questions from our experts. Olana, I see that you have something to say. Yes, thank you for this presentation. It's interesting, and your indicators of Honchar exhibition are already great. I just wanted to ask a short clarification. Who's your target audience? Who should be involved to these online exhibitions and how you involve them? Well, first and foremost, our clients, museums, they are our clients. We need to, they need to show their collections that are actually hidden in real world, but collections have to be shown, but who they can be shown to? First and foremost, as you can see, virtual exhibitions, metaverse have similar, it looks like a computer game. And of course, it's an interesting format, first and foremost for students and but adults also use such formats for research. Even more so, our platform offers and can implement lots of pretty very various and very interesting ways of involvement. It's quests, it's some scientific consultations, it's even some fashion shows or public lectures. So lots of spectrum of usage. And of course, what is very important is the opportunity to show our museums abroad. Because, for instance, exhibition of Ivan Honchar was translated into English, and as you can see, 67 countries had the opportunity to get familiar with our Ukrainian traditional art. Okay, some more questions, more comments? Anyone? Ilona, I see that you want to say something. Yes, it's an interesting idea. I am more or less familiar with it already, but every time it opens in a new side from me. What about technological limitations from the side of museums? Not all of them have needed equipment and experience to support the work in such a mode. How are you planning to deal with that? Ilona, thank you for this question. Actually, this format of exhibition that we are offering is very comfortable for museum. In fact, it's a link that can be used on the website of the museum. Every museum has their website. And there is a link there. A person goes through that link. And what is very important, our exhibition is very easy, very simple, virtual. And it's also does not, it takes seconds to download it. That's because of the optimization and certain mechanisms that we used. So that's why it's very light and very comfortable tool. And it does not require any kind of support on the side of museum after it's already created. it depends on the functionality that is planned to be used. If we are talking just about walking through halls, read annotations, listen to the lecture, or see the video that is already recorded, then no problems at all. It is done by the viewer. If we are talking about organization of some kind of additional events, for instance, quests or excursions, some tours, then additional functions are implemented. But nevertheless, we are doing it in such a way that that it is very easy to use exhibition and that museum staff doesn't have any problems with it. Thank you, thank you. Do you have what to add? You also come to us in October. Okay, thank you. These are all relevant programs for what we are planning, so please come to us. That was our idea. I'm going to be thrown away from experts now for PR of my own interests. That's a social interest. Thank you, Ola. Ola, thank you for this presentation. Thank you to our experts for comments and questions, but we have to move on. And now we are inviting Vasilina Lanska and Dovzhenko Center. Hello, my name is Vasilina Polyanska, and today I'm presenting the project Dovzhenko Center Mediatek. Our institution cares of the heritage of film heritage, film archive museum, but how is it available for wide audience? To work with materials of collection in complex, usually physical access is needed. To see certain materials, you can follow our social networks, but these variants do not cover social need for knowing the history of Ukrainian cinema. What can be changed? The creation of digital infrastructure, database of collection that will unite unified catalogs of all its components and film archive, and it will simplify the access to the information. Since for us it is extremely important to create useful and comfortable tool, we will pay lots of attention to user experience, to skills and wishes, creation of practical thorough searching system. Also, there will be digitalization of paper component of collection of archive. So there will be copies of posters and other archive documents. And there is a need. Researchers can also ask for the whole version of this archive case. The openness of content will help the monetization, and it will help have financial stability of the project. How acceleration program influenced the development of the program? Personally, for me, it's getting new skills that needed for implementation. It's an additional optics that helped vision and digital product and the technical task to it. The program encouraged us to work on the project. That's why we now understood the approximate amount of the money needed, of the cost of the project. Now we are on the first stage of the working on the project, and that's logical that after that we are going to have its implementation. The third stage, it's filling in our web resource and its translation for foreign audience. One of the quality insights of Accelerator program is that we shouldn't save money on the team. Because of this team, we can implement the project. That's why, yes, the biggest amount of cost that's paying to the team. Since the Dovzhenko Center is member of International Organization of Cinema Archives, and the project is directed towards preserving of cinema heritage, our strategic partners can look like this. We will involve representatives of three departments, and accountant and a lawyer. We are also open to work from all those who have such desire. I'm ready to any questions, comments, remarks. Thank you, Vasilina. Advice, guidance, questions. Excuse me, I see Dmitro, Alexander. Ilona. Yeah, we have raised hands. Yes, excuse me, Ilona. But I will start. First of all, I would like to express gratitude for this really great project. I'm waiting when I can get access to these materials. But the question is the following: whether you have a fixed cost, what that you get this money, you digitalize it, but to support infrastructure, it costs some money. So how are you going to cover it in the future so that this heritage is available for us in years to come? Well, in general, we will have another separate project for digital reserve, digital cloud, because basically data that we have in this project are pretty small if to compare it with this collection of movies that is just gigantic. So we do not have the place where to save them. So that's why in the future we want to have this our own servers and separate premises for this. It's like next steps. It's like a temporary solution because collection is now those descriptions, it's just some kind of science and then PDF files. So it's very difficult to work with them for us and for researchers. Alexander, I saw your hand as well. Maybe Ilona, I will be after you because I saw that you also wanted to ask some question. No, you go because it's time. Okay, Vasilina, very interesting. I was thinking about your cloud. Maybe you have already contacted with providers, Google, Amazon. Maybe they have grants for saving all of this. That's one of the questions. Another one, all these systems of artificial intelligence that are using materials of online access, they are using the privacy is not guaranteed. Also maybe it can be the problem for you, or vice versa. You want to go to those programs that use all the materials that generated. Maybe it will be one of the monetization possibilities. Well, in the second stage, we also will have signing of agreements on using materials, because part of the collection can be used and part of the collection still we need to address someone. And if to talk about dissemination, spreading, at first it's the whole catalog, and then after that filling it in. And with filling it in, that's already, we will pay attention to that. So it's all will be legal. We are not going to violate. No, you are not violating, but someone might steal it from you, yours. Well, if we publish in our social network some pictures, they will be in social network after that already. You see it already now. So here, for instance, the question is that we can have this watermark, but it also can be deleted. So the thing is that we will have such copies in bad quality, and we will monetize already high quality images. So they might download it, but it will not be good enough. And concerning watermark, this is actually a good idea. Okay, time, Ilona, if you have any comment, please. I have very short, very specialized matter. Legally, you are an enterprise? Yes. You have very prospect, you have a very good project for looking for financing everywhere. You have name, you have reputation. The only problem is that you're a state enterprise, because it might have certain limitations on you. Think about partnership with some civil organization that is dealing with digitalization of heritage, or working with heritage in general. I will look through this. We'll consider that to work in partnership to get the grant for the partner that will be more flexible in using funds than state enterprise. I don't know how relevant it is to give this advice, but from the point of view of spectrum of opportunities that you might use, it might get wider. So you can think about this variant and create some kind of consortium. to support Dovzhenko Center. In general, we are in the process of creating our own NGO, but it's long-lasting project. We have certain. But for you, that's great direction. I think that lots of people would like to support you among business, among donors. Really, it is a unique institution for Ukraine. But legally, your status is not simple, let's put it like that, for working with finances. So take it into account. Thank you, Ilona, for the comment. And the expert, thank you for the comments as well. Vasilina, thank you for this amazing presentation. And we are ready to move on. And then we have already ready project Nova Tradiция, new tradition that will be presented by Vasil. Vasil, please, the floor is yours. We can't hear you, Vasil. Thank you for mentioning this. So hello once again. Hi, we are new tradition, innovation from use to use. Why are we here? Because we have destruction of cultural heritage that is not obvious for many Ukrainians. We know that even before the full-fledged invasion was in 110,000 exhibits Russia took away from our country. Up to 3 million, according to estimations, 3 million students are not interested in history and heritage. Only 10% are interested and 15% learn it because they can get good mark. But imagine having some kind of learning game. New tradition and already covers the solution. It's a learning game that will actualize heritage within culture. It's the whole heart of youth because it's a very natural format, and it's also story. You can go to the past to have a cultural investigation and meet cultural characters. And during this acceleration, we have 12-minute version in 2 languages. Also, we agree that we will publicate this game in the manual book School in the 8th grade. What else? We are planning to cover the whole history course from 8th and 9th grade and create methodological recommendations. We will involve ambassadors to spread this project in schools and communities, and even translate certain episodes of our joint history for players abroad. So in 1 year of implementation, we wanted to cover 250 teachers, and they will be able to spread such exhibits, and also we will show that Ukraine has the right for those exhibits, and despite the war, the game is accessible to those who are in Ukraine, those who are abroad, and those who are close to the front line. So it's gamified gamified structure. We are illustrators, developers, teachers. This is our team, and even museum representatives and our partners already in the sphere of education for more than 1 year. You can see the amount that we need to implement our idea. 2,600. That's one plot, one game plot, one game script, and $1,250 plus 5 beneficiaries to the game. We are going to get this money through granting and then get money from additional learning materials. Did you like our description? Then implement the project together with us and help us financially by helping us expertly or medially. Scan this game by QR code because we already have amazing adventure for you. Thank you for your attention. I'm waiting for your questions. Great, thanks a lot. Thank you for this presentation. Ideal timing. Let's move on the comments, questions, and all of this. Who has something to say? Say now. Or we will say, or you might say it later. Who's going to be the first? I do not see any hands, so just please take the floor. Yes, I raised the hand. I would like to say immediately. Yes, from the side of the donor or grant, I might add that now certain donors organizations work in such way that they have their own geographies and regions of Ukraine, and whether there is an opportunity to adapt this game for region, because it will be that will be much high chances to get financing from donors organization like USAID, for instance. Yes, thank you for this comment. We're already working on that, and we have already involved several museums to have a partnership where we would like to actually have their specific exhibits to include in our game, because it will be popularization of cultural heritage on places. Because, of course, we mentioned lots about heritage under occupation. It's important to show it to the world and to Ukrainians. And it's also important not to forget about our local heritage, and we definitely want to include a certain more percent from local museum for their popularization and for people to know about their heritage and places. And just short clarification, maybe I missed it. How much time does it take to implement this one game script? It can be done in 15 days, according to our experience, together with script, with everything else. So that's why we want to work in pretty short terms, because already in December this year, actually at the end of December this year, we will have to finalize the text for manuals for the 8th grade students. So that's why it's important for us to already have certain scripts to this for this manual. So we are limited in time. We hope for the support. Thank you. Thank you. I would like to ask a question then. Vasil, really great such games. I understand that you play, they have the scenario, and then you're waiting for the next game. If there is no next level, then either delete it or I don't know. So how are you thinking what to do if those people, students that play, stay connected to your game? This game is online, but you don't need to download it, but QR codes are in the manuals. So that's why we are going to have special trainings for teachers and qualification improvement, where we will teach them to use it. And if one teacher is connected, then from every class, 15 students at least will come from there. So that's why first and foremost we want to display this game this way. But also we can also link Google accounts of students, and you interpreted it a little bit wrong way. We'll have one game call, and from this call there will be an opportunity to choose several scenarios, several scripts. So we'll have one menu, general menu, and lots of scripts, and QR code from the manual just from the event. So that's why there is an opportunity to get back to this and to create their own museum from exhibits that they find on those locations. So that's why we are working on getting new audience. We have 30 minutes for the last comment / comment. Yes, let me join you. I would like, I see that you have here some plans for history manuals. It's also a scenario. Maybe you've used some spreading, some expanding to some kind of interactive manual, because I see that's also a great trend now. The creation of a separate manual is interesting, and of course we can create something like this, or to have rather not manual, but some kind of brochure. For it not to be too big, because lots of materials in game, but it's also important to spread it through those materials that recommend themselves. So these are already those manuals that are already widely used. We already have agreement with Ms. Flibovska that is publishing one of the most popular manuals, that if we are ready to develop these scripts, she will definitely include it in her manual. So from the side of dissemination, it's important to start from recommended materials, and then we can create our own manual or brochure. Thanks a lot. Thank you for the comment. And Vasil, thank you for great presentation. As always, good luck in implementing your project. Thank you. Well, let's move on. Yes, let's move on. And we are inviting the next team. That's the State Archives of the Museum of Literature and Art of Ukraine. Igor Reznik, presenter. Igor, please share your... Oh, we already see the first slide. Great. Hello, my name is Igor. Our team of State Archive of Literature and Art of Ukraine presents a project e-library of Archive of Museum. We have 1.5 million archive documents. It's more than stars in the sky. Amazing, right? It's 220,000 archive cases. Lots of exhibits, lots of books and journals about cultural heritage of Ukraine of 18th, 20th century. Such valuable publications are under the threat of being damaged, and that's why we want to create e-library and to put scanned copies of books there. We need to involve 5,000 euro and to develop this resource e-library, to buy modern book scanners and to buy for cloud storage to save those copies. To digitalize our library, we need 300 years, but the modern equipment will make it 60 times faster, and we will be able to do this in 5 years. Target groups, lecturers, students, scientists that will be able to use in our resources information for writing their theses. All interested who are interested in literature and in art also might be our target audience. It will help to present this cultural heritage and to involve 1,200,000 users from the whole world. It's easy to upscale it. We managed to, if we have financing, we'll be able to have 100,000 scanned copies in 1 year. We have motivated staff, and as a state enterprise, we ourselves can fill in this resource and have the stability for the project. We already have acting e-resource that has 2,000 scanned copies of archive documents, and that's how scanned copies of our books will look in the new resource. Within the period of acceleration program, we developed technical task budget and presentation of the program and digitalized 200 books for 400,000 pages. The primary budget 5,000 euro. We are planning to get it from partners and beneficiaries. The project is from state budget. Basically it will be for free, but it has monetization, different subscription with different levels. For the first year, we plan to earn 10,000 hryvnia. Then our next steps will help stage by stage implementation to achieve the goal. We have four people in our team, but the whole staff of the archive will help us implement this. Please go through first QR code and get familiar with our archive documents. And the second code, you can find more about our archive on the website of the institution. We are looking for partners and beneficiaries who will help us finance creating of e-libraries. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Igor. Great. Huge progress I see in the slides. Experts, dear experts, your questions, comments. I would like to ask about monetization. Igor, you mentioned that there will be monetization 10,000 hryvnia. Maybe it's a mistake, but maybe I'm right. But so who are you talking about here? It's B2B or B2C? Thank you for this question. We are planning basically, as I mentioned, to put on for free images, but like in the Dovzhenko Center, they will be not very good quality, enough to read, but not enough to put it on for free in some scientific works. And if it's a subscription, paid subscription that we will offer everyone who would like to come to us, we will give them the excerpts of certain books and journals, magazines that we will be asked for in amazing quality to publish certain books, magazines, journals, and other publications. And 200, 300 subscriptions we are planning to have for the first year. They will not be expensive, around 50, 60 hryvnias for one subscription. And I think that we will be able to get the amount of money in per year, 50 hryvnias per year, 50 hryvnias one subscription. 200 subscriptions, so 1,000 runes minimum for the first year we'll be able to earn. Why such a small amount? Because we are getting from minimum amount, minimum number, and we analyzed our acting resource. Now when it's already popular, it has 200,000 users. So we have more approaches, but the first pilot year when we just launched it, the audience came, and that's why we didn't have lots of paid orders the first year. Last comment concerning pricing. The person that should come personally to come, how much this person will pay for the way and for spend for the road and everything if it's interested. And having the subscription online, it will not use this person will not use all of that. So maybe use for different pricing, not 50 for everyone, but 50 or maybe 100 and so on. We will think about that. We plan different level of subscription, but the basic 150 hryvnias to have our documents accessible. Probably everyone know what I'm going to say, but still, you are in your presentation have mentioned that you will be looking for partners and beneficiaries, but I haven't heard about grants. That's your position, or you just haven't selected the correct word? Thank you for the question. The budget is pretty small. We are planning to get it is in partnership or through beneficiaries. If we cannot do this, then we go through grant financing. But since we are state institution, it's a little bit difficult for us to work with grant money. It will be easier to get money from beneficiaries or partners, but we can work with grants as well. We have that experience. I am actually glad with your answer because you reviewed this, you considered this option, this version. I agree with you that 5,000 euros, it's easier to get in some other places than to start all this headache connected with grants. And in your cases, I would probably also advise you the same that to the Dovzhenko Center to think about the opportunity of consortium with such non-profitable partner. But generally, you have very specific, very useful project that has prospect. So if you increase your ambitions a little bit, because 5,000 euros, it's you can ask for more, and it's understandable for what, and it can work as well. It will take a little bit more time, but still, come to us in October once again. I will finalize with my classic statement. Thank you for the invitation. Well, do we have time for one more question or comment? If you have it, of course. Okay, then. If no, then we let Igor go. Thank you for this presentation of your project. Thank you to the experts for your comments and advice. And we are going now, the last but not least project for today. It's the project Museum Bots presented by Serhiy. Serhiy, please, the floor is yours. How do you think? What are they doing? TikTok, communicating between each other, or playing something together? And Father is not in this game anymore. That's the game that the one who knows more about Ukraine will win. What's wrong? It's boring and sad when children do not perceive the subject because they're not interested enough. It's boring for them because they have boring lectures, and it's difficult for everyone, especially for teachers. It's difficult to maintain attention when children are used to interactive. There are lots of museum, archives, collections, but we do not have enough games and interaction and fun on during the classes. So do we have light in the end of tunnel or not? Is heritage alive or not? Welcome Rakalo, chatbot. The museums get games about exhibits, adapt games for exhibitions. The teachers give it as a homework. They can play during the class, adapt it. The first version is already available. The first one, you know, this game, Who Am I? It's something similar because the players can try to guess new characters. It's easy to upscale by adding new museums and collections. Collaboration between museums and support of other lectures. Start from math, for example. We can we understood that we need to change it. Then we changed to history and literature, and that's how we got Dracula. Then we had feedbacks, presentations. To the Independence Day, we launched the first version, and we already got publications about us. In 1 year, there will be 100 games, 2 collections, integration with Europeana. Maybe there will be a website, maybe Viber, and the potential, it's a Kahoot popularity and Wordle. They will share memes, they will ask QR codes for Racolog. Brands will create their own collections, and the winners will get prizes and promo codes. And we do not need money for development, but in case of grants and investments, they will go into the strengthening of the team, prize fund, and infrastructure. We are also having a premium model not only for students. What is really needed? Partnership with some brands like Silpo, Yakabu, Multiplex, and so on. You will get games for marketing, and it will involve more children because real prizes are here. So if you're listening to us, please write us. This is our partner. This is our team. We are looking for SMM specialists. Scan our QR code and share about us in social networks. Cultural heritage should be not only in archives, but also in hearts and in phones. Thank you. Thanks a lot for extremely fast presentation. Serhiy, let's move to the questions and comments if there are any. I can start. The last team for today, yes. Really great project, and this phrase that money are not needed. Money is always needed. It can be converted into partnership, into marketing, into everything, and it looks like you might need it. So that's why the advice, because I really liked you have a very interactive presentation, really great pitch, lots of potential. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's better to count finances and to think once again whether you don't need money. Well, we need that we don't need for development, because development we can cover. But generally, yes, the main variant is partnership with businesses, and businesses will create their collections. They will pay us, and that will support the company, and they will spread it among their audience. And of course, premium, if you find the opportunity for regular people also to show them how cool it is to play it on the everyday basis, and kind of prizes. But yes, about grants, we haven't thought about it that much. Okay. Any other comments? I would like to say a few words. It's like very subjective comment. When I see the presentation and it is written there that we are looking here and we are looking here, I probably have already done this, but I would concentrate, I would focus, and I would try to understand which companies that should be connected with education, because I will be more focused on something when I'm testing the product, and then I will open something else. Because at the beginning, when you are creating the startup, your focus might be on everything, and you might lose something. So that's why with this presentation, I don't understand where is your focus concerning clients. Well, first and foremost, I understand what you are talking about. Thank you for this advice. First and foremost, it's now teachers and students. It's our target audience, and to test different mechanics, to understand how it's going to work. Plus, I need help of historians to validate all these characters. But yes, schools, I'm not so sure that they will pay. They're using now different Kahoots and so on. They like different free services, so partnership with business. But yes, so far we do not have special focus. The house of toys, it's connected with the children. They can have some kind of prizes, or some bookstore. It's still the work that we have to do. Just a small comment concerning media partner. because they're also important here. Because through media partners, you can get partners, so the same house of toys and so on and so forth. That's why, yes, think about involvement. Yes, it's a huge problem because during the launch we wrote everywhere, even to a new Ukrainian school, but and they mentioned it on our website, users started coming. So yes, media partnerships, that's also what we're looking for. We will write them. It's just right now I cannot say that we have enough lots of initiatives for children where there are characters so made up already existing cultural characters. So we can have collaboration with already similar project that will help you get different partnership later. Yes, that's a great idea. Thank you. Ilona, one more comment. It's yes, just put a dot here and we will let the teams go and only experts will stay here. Well, it's difficult situation for me here because here I actually cannot say what I usually say. I mean, I can, but it seems to me that in this format, the idea is right now it's amazing, really, and I wish you find lots of partnership. I think it's real. It should be interesting. But for grants, this is probably less potential in this reading because grants support those for whom it's more difficult to find themselves in the connection to some commercial things. So that's why here there is no direct link, but of course your project will grow, will develop, and then maybe if you, for instance, define some kind of, I don't know, more educational function or something similar, then maybe it can happen. But it seems to me that here we don't need to create something additional. It's already a great idea, very sexy idea. And it seems to me that for this, at least at the beginning with active promotion, you will have lots of attention, even without such help as grant financing. No, it's not very optimistic. No, that's actually what we were thinking. So. But you have amazing approach. So if you decide to expand your experience with some relevant spheres, then I think that such cooperation might happen in the future. Thank you. Okay, thanks a lot. Thank you, Serhiy, for such presentation. Serhiy, we are letting you go, and please, experts, stay with us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time, questions, and I think now we would like to ask you to give some general feedback, maybe some kind of general uh, advice, because after that we'll create alumni community. We will share new opportunities for the teams as well, new opportunities, and we'll try to find new partnership for you together with you for sure. But some general, once again, every team has the plan that it has to do till the end of the year at least, yes. As far as I remember, we were discussing all of this. It was assigned by blood. But once again, what's your general impression, general comments, or maybe you want to comment something about some specific team already after the pitch? And wishes, of course. One by one, who would you like to start with? Well, people should start themselves. I can start from this more practical comment for everyone. First and foremost, thanks a lot. It was extremely interesting. The presentations are professionally prepared, very impressive. Thanks for that. But just one practical comment. If you apply for different grant programs, the most important thing is to give the donor the answer to the question, so what? So what problem you're trying to solve with your project, to understand what problem set, what are you solving, and what are possible changes that might take place after the end of the project. These are main indicators lots of solutions are here made upon that. So I wish all of you good luck, and I hope that everything is great for everyone. Thanks a lot. I will continue. First and foremost, thank you. I see these projects a little bit in development because we have heard a lot about them on the final of Hackathon, and it was very interesting already then. We see the way that they covered, and it's great, and I'm happy that we see these projects again, and I hope that we will see them in other contexts as well. That's why thank you. All such events are very inspiring for me always, and they are stimulating me to work on my main projects because later they grow into something cool. For concerning practical comment, I would like to talk about grant financing. You see, we have here kind of division today. Someone wanted it, someone didn't want it. But it seems to me that the future is in the diversification. Potentially, all these projects can on this side of financing as well. It's important. Of course, there is a truth that at the beginning it's better to concentrate where you're stronger, but generally this tool should be thought about. It might sound cynical, but cultural heritage is one of priorities of financing cultural projects the way the European Union in the nearest 7 years, it seems to me, and colleagues from the USA also working in this direction. So there is a certain pool of opportunities that no, is not used till the end by Ukrainian projects because sometimes we have such situations when there are lots of great ideas, but they are raw, they are not ready. So that's why if your idea is still growing, keep in mind that such doors might be open for you as well, and that's valuable experience as well. I know that grants have bad reputation. We demand reports, and it's very difficult and sad, but it's this experience that is valuable, and I believe that we need to focus on that. It shouldn't be the only scratch because then this building will not be able to withstand, but it might be one pillar. Well, so thank you once again. I was happy to listen to all of you. Thank you. I will continue one by one. From the technical point of view, I was very impressed, like really impressed by all these projects, and they inspire a lot. And I am pretty sure that our cultural heritage will remain with us, and we will only spread this knowledge. Concerning practical part, maybe it will be not technical, but sustainability aspect. I would like to see in these projects for them to be maintained, for them to develop, and for them to have enough resources and people for big horizon. I read the book about social business, and that is that business that help us to become better society, and maybe it will be this advice to look what you need to have this social aspect in this project for them to live and prosper. Thank you. Thank you. Great, Metro. Alexander. Yes, speeches were really cool. I liked them, especially presentations. We really could have listened without interrupting for 3 minutes. And you presented in a really cool, great way. I see the project, an acceleration project, so I can say you that not just for you to feel better today, but for you to know that it was really cool. So you're ready for the first presentation for the investors, where you might get some other questions. What I would like to advise you from my point of view to understand if you have certain expectations at the end of the year, maybe you want to get certain results and to have some milestones, yes, and like 2 weeks or 1 month, and then after that to have changes, introduce changes. And in some projects, it seems to me where there are lots of data, museums, archives, It seems to me that the prices are very low. You do not evaluate enough what companies can get through your resources. The projects of language or offline tourism is really great here. People that might already created on other platforms, Reddit, or you used Google Translate. So there is a community of people that can do this. You can join them and understand how they upscale their project. It's cool that you have the channel where you communicate between each other. You need to maybe to communicate this project with other countries, how they made this, because feedback from other founders help understand how to do this. And use ChatGPT for brainstorming to write some kind of project. Maybe all these advice are very, very simple, but I use them every day. They help me understand what I see differently, what I forget. And ChatGPT uses all your data, all your questions. And thank you to the organizers for the invitation. Thank you. Thank you for all this time and for the inspiration and for the invitation to join the grant, because we actually promised this to our teams. So that's why, by the way, I didn't have time to mention that now Europeana, they were listening to you. There were 4 people, 4 experts from Europeana from different spheres. And I hope that after our event, we will get from them the name of the team, title of the team that will win the trip to GAC on the year conference from Europeana, as Sophie has mentioned at the beginning. This is really great opportunity for projects, and that project that went previous year from Hackathon, Bank of Memories, after this trip, they got lots of opportunities, additional opportunities. That's why fingers crossed for the winner. And I hope that it will be not the last opportunity that we will give you. And we leave this Slack as alumni channel for connection. Please do not go away from us. We might have in Slack lots of meetings also. And now is the time to tell that you're really great, because those presentations that you had today and that way that you have covered from Hackathon to those speeches and to this design, amazing design, and to how you were presenting your project is it's just amazing prospect. And I congratulate you for all of this, because it's all your work and it's your resilience in all of this. And I also would like to express gratitude to our experts once again for being with us. And I would like to express my gratitude to the teams for their work for during the whole cycle of projects. And I hope that when we come, and it's almost threat, when we come for the result of your projects to you in 1 year, and we will come, they should really be there, and you first and foremost and be proud of them. I would also like to express my gratitude to our amazing team, HATA Hub, that during all this time was working on the project, nursed our community, continues doing this and will continue doing this, organized events, invited mentors, experts, trained us, trained ourselves. That's why it's really amazing experience and teamwork. That's a great story. All our listeners and also participants, I do not know if we have someone who is still not subscribed to our social networks, please subscribe, likes, subscribes, and whatever. in the best bloggers traditions, follow our news. Soon we will announce the list of events and activities that will take place till the end of the year and later, so that's why it should be interesting. Please stay tuned and take active part in the life of cultural heritage of Ukraine. My greatest gratitude to all of you. And last but not least, we would like to express our gratitude to the partners. It's with the help of Dolochaisa, financed by USAID and performed by Pact in Ukraine. And once again, gratitude to all our mentors, speakers, and those who were supporting us with expertise within this process together with the team. I wish all the luck to all of you, and let's stay in touch. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.